Hello and welcome to the 2019 Klamath Community College Commencement Celebration. In just a few minutes, we will start the procession. Please take your seat now if you have not already done so. When the procession starts, we ask that you please stand to honor the graduates. Thank you.
standing for the National Anthem, which will be sung by KCC graduate Brooke Smith. Gentlemen, please remove your hats, and everyone is to remain standing until the honor guard has left the premises.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets made clear the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Professor Thomas Nesley will now give the invocation.
Thank you. If you would like, please join me in a brief word of prayer. Our Father in heaven, we are thankful this evening as we're gathered here to celebrate our natural accomplishments, that we have in this land the freedom to choose, the freedom to choose to worship, and the freedom to choose our futures. And we're thankful too, Lord, for the support of friends and family. And it is only natural that we would be proud of our accomplishments. But we pray that thou wilt help us to have a spirit of gratitude, that not just this evening for all the help that has been given us, but each day as we go forward through our lives, that we might have an attitude of gratitude. And we know that with the degrees that we have achieved this evening, that we'll go forward to careers and jobs, but that the true meaning of life, does not lie in paychecks and income, but a life truly lived is one, well lived is one that is a life that responds to your calling for the purpose for our lives. And we pray, Lord, this evening that in the days to come, that we would be willing to respond to our deepest calling. We pray these things and thank you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you. You may be seated. Thank you, Professor Nedgley. It is truly a privilege to welcome our graduates, their families, and their friends to the 23rd commencement ceremony at Klamath Community College. This past year has been a remarkable time for our students, faculty, and staff. A great deal of institutional energy has been devoted to ensure the success of our next generation of students. So it is indeed a pleasure this afternoon to relax while we enjoy the success and moments of celebration for this graduating class. We thank you for joining us this afternoon as our guests. We honor and confer the degrees on our 2019 class of graduates. We are pleased that our graduates made Klamath Community College a choice as their educational partner. In pursuing their certificate or degree, we have shared in the pursuit to change their lives through higher education. Students, we have watched you struggle, grow, and develop. We are confident you will turn those struggles into upcoming strengths and assets. For many of you, your college experience has resulted in something much more than a degree. It is a chance for a new beginning and a pathway to approach opportunity and change. For others, their educational experience has been a time for reflection, self-assurance, direction, and a vision for the future. This afternoon, we acknowledge the accomplishments of our graduates. So let me invite the families and friends of our graduates who are here this afternoon to express their pride and share their joy in the graduates, achieving by joining me in applauding the Klamath Community College class of 2019. All right, graduates, now it's your turn. Please stand. Turn and face your parents, spouses, children, aunts, uncles, family, and friends. It's time for you to respond by showing your appreciation to those who have provided you counsel, encouragement, support, and love, and likely weather the storm as you strive to reach this important milestone. Please applaud and give a robust cheer for their continued support. All right, graduates, why don't you turn and face me and go ahead and sit down. Please be seated. Now it is my pleasure to introduce you to the Klamath Community College Board of Education. The legal authority of Klamath Community College is vested in the Board of Education. The board is comprised of a vital group of citizens from our community who are active in public service, who excel in their professional careers. The college depends on them for the financial and management expertise, for their leadership, community visibility, diverse opinions, and the strong reputations and voice they bring from the community. A Board of Education also ensures that the college upholds the significant institutional core values and meets the educational needs of our community. Klamath Community College is fortunate to have this distinguished group of committed individuals who give so freely and unselfishly of their time and leadership. It is through the board's authority that we grant our graduates their degrees this afternoon. As I call your names, board members, please stand and remain standing, and please hold your applause until all have been recognized. KCC Board Chair, Mr. Dave Jensen, Mr. Michael Fitzgerald, Mrs. Barbara Hedden, Mr. Al King, Mrs. Kathy King, Mrs. Kate Marquez. Please join me in thanking the Klamath Community College Board of Education. Thank you.
Now it is my pleasure to introduce and thank the executive leadership of the college. As your name is called, please stand and remain standing. And please hold your applause until all have been recognized. Ms. Alison Bryson, Vice President of Student Affairs. Ms. Amy Jennings, Vice President of Academic Affairs. Mr. Charles Massey, Executive Director of External Programs. Mr. Michael Blade, Executive Director of Legal and Human Resources. Please join me in thanking the Klamath Community College cabinet members. Thank you. The faculty and staff at Klamath Community College play a preeminent role in the success of our graduates. All of their responsibilities, whether teaching or administrative, are labors of love. And their commitment to our students and to enhancing our college programs and image is really beyond question. The Klamath Community College faculty and staff provides endless service and learning opportunities that assist our students in the collegiate journey, guiding, mentoring, encouraging, and often serving as a surrogate parent or friend. For their outreach, care, and tireless efforts, we appreciate and definitely grateful. Klamath Community College faculty, please stand. Graduates, please join me in adding your applause as we thank the dedicated faculty who served and guided you at Klamath Community College. Thank you. You may be seated. And now it is my pleasure to recognize the members of the Associated Students at Klamath Community College. If you served as a member of ASKCC this year and you are a graduating student, please stand. Student voice is a very important part of any college campus, and these students have done a marvelous job of representing their peers as part of student government. Thank you for your service and congratulations. I also want to take a moment and thank the graduating committee who worked the entire year planning the commencement program. The committee is comprised of staff and many volunteers. They deserve special recognition for a job well done. The committee consists of Shannon Childs, Alice Newberry, Oscar Herrera, Shane Jones, Del Severance, Mike Homfeld, Lacey Gerald, Andrew Merriman, Kathy Medina, Tammy Garlock, Rachel Vian, Alison Bryson, and M. Shavir. Please help me by thanking them with an applause. And how about these grounds? My goodness, a lot of work has been done to make sure these grounds are as beautiful as they are. So I also want to thank and publicly acknowledge the hard work for the KCC Grounds personnel. What they have done to prepare for today's graduation. They are Mark Griffith, Jeff Kelly, Robert Guthrie, Austin McGrew, Matt Anderson, Dahona Jones, and Facilities Director Mike Homfeld. Thank you. It's been almost 30 years to the day since I graduated from Columbia Basin Community College in Pasco, Washington. The college slogan was, "Changing lives through education." That slogan has been very true in my life and in my children's lives. Education has changed my life for the better. Graduates, this educational milestone you are celebrating today is the beginning of a new chapter, one that will be full of new challenges, and from those new achievements, through the process of earning a degree or certificate, you have probably witnessed changes in yourself. If you look at life a little differently, maybe you have more patience or are beginning to realize what you truly are capable of. Since my graduation day, I've learned quite a bit. The importance of teams, that relationships do matter, and they matter a lot. Take calculated risks. Failure can be a very good thing. Serving creates meaning, redemption, and the importance of partnerships. Many of these values have been established at KCC and are now part of the culture. I hope 30 years from now, when you reflect on this day, you see some of those values in yourself as well. I've been with KCC for over 7 years now, and there have been many benefits of making a long-term commitment to an institution. I could go into detail on all of these and give you examples, but for the sake of time, I will talk about the two that I found valuable during my time at KCC: redemption and the importance of partnerships. I made numerous bad choices throughout my life, including getting into somewhat serious trouble before I was 18. I'm so glad our country's legal system allows for the opportunity to erase those bad choices from our records that I made during my rebellious youth. Another mistake was not taking education seriously. I'm so fortunate that community college was there for me to give me a second chance. That second chance and the opportunity for redemption is here at KCC, in our community, and the rest of the nation. The next KCC ethos I want to discuss is partnerships. Registered nursing, aviation, advanced manufacturing, Cisco, fire science, and many other programs that some of you are getting from would not be possible if it was not for many of the strong federal, state, and private business partnerships we have here at KCC. People at all levels must share common goals and a vision with us to establish programs like these. KCC cannot do it alone. Making decisions to put community first when it's the right thing to do, even if it's not the easiest thing to do, is not just a KCC tenet. It's also in the leadership philosophy of our keynote speaker. Through his leadership in the Oregon House of Representatives, he has worked hard to support initiatives that benefit colleges and their students, not just in Klamath Falls, but across the state. He strengthened the language in the No Loss of Credit legislation, co-sponsored a bill to fund the Southern Oregon Higher Education Consortium. That consortium consists of Klamath Community College, Oregon Institute of Technology, Southern Oregon University, and Rowe Community College, and was established to assist in making college programs throughout Southern Oregon more accessible to all of our communities. He also co-sponsored a bill that is now a law that allows you to earn a bachelor's degree at a community college. This new law will help your friends, families, neighbors, maybe even you attain a bachelor's degree with more convenience and less cost. He is also working to assist in funding KCC's new apprenticeship center. This person has also helped the community garner a significant amount of financial funding. That hard work assisted in keeping your tuition as low as possible. In my 7 years here at KCC, I have never worked with a lawmaker in our community with such a strong support of higher education. He did it by building relationships, fostering strong partnerships, and reaching across the aisle to solidify common goals and vision. So now it is my distinct pleasure to introduce KCC's 2019 Commencement Speaker, Representative Warner Reschke. Warner Reschke? Thank you. Thank you.
As Dr. Gutierrez was describing that person, I kept on looking around to see who he was talking about, but I'll take it all. Thank you very much. It's an honor to be here today. As I look out, I see a color that I like a lot as a Republican. I'm glad I'm not at Oregon Tech today. No, seriously, it's an honor to be here. It's a big day, and it's a big moment in a big day. However, before I begin my remarks, I'd also like to give thanks to a few people before I start. And first is the KCC faculty and staff. These professional men and women provide the content and mechanics that enable this institution to produce the graduates we see before us today. In the past, community colleges were not seen as nearly capable as four-year universities in preparing students for the real world and for good-paying jobs. All that has changed. As a member on the House Committee for Education, I've seen firsthand that four-year university costs continue to soar out of control and out of the reach of most students.
Therefore, community colleges are becoming more relevant and an excellent choice to begin a college career. Furthermore, beyond being a great place of starting an undergraduate or graduate degree, community colleges provide professional and inspired technical training for a wide variety of occupations and industries. And in order to make this all work, it requires excellence from the faculty and from the staff. So thank you very much. To further the relevance of community colleges, I'm pleased to highlight what Dr. Gutierrez just mentioned, that I co-sponsored and helped bring across the finish line a bill with the Oregon legislature passed this session. Senate Bill 3 grants authority to Oregon's 17 community colleges, including KCC, to offer 4-year applied baccalaureate degrees. That's right, soon undergraduate baccalaureate degrees, such as cyberspace, hospitality, ecotourism, accounting, and aerospace sciences could be available here at KCC. It takes a first-class faculty and staff to make this dream a reality. The future is bright for KCC. And to quote a band from the 80s, Timbuk 3, the future's so bright, I gotta wear shades. Second, to the founders at KCC, who made this community's dream come true and opened the door to opportunity for many others in our community. KCC just did not evolve and appear one day here. It was started by a group of people who had a vision to make Klamath County a better place to live and to provide opportunity for local people to improve their job skills, enhancing their career opportunities in order to meet the demands of an ever-changing world. Special thanks to Jim Belay, Gerald Hamilton, Juanita Fallon, Paul Freeman, Lauren Lowry, Don McCaslin, Pete Nevin, and board chair, well, I mentioned Gerald Hamilton, as well as Bill Brown. I thank them for their vision for creating a real gem inside of the gem we call Klamath County. Their foresight is and will continue to be a lasting impact on this community for generations to come. Third, I'd like to thank the board and the cabinet of KCC. These men and women are like the officers on a vast Navy ship, ensuring that the USS KCC stays on course. They meet, they discuss, they plan how to navigate the seas ahead to ensure the best possible outcome for all on board. And finally, to my staff, to Lacey, to Alison, and I'm forgetting one, it's coming to me, Shannon, you know who you are, and to my friend, Dr. Roberto Gutierrez, thank you for your friendship. Thank you for inviting me to speak today, and I look forward to many opportunities to work with you and the KCC team in the future. This is truly an outstanding community college, and I'm proud to represent you in Salem. With my opening thank yous out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome and congratulate Klamath Community College's class of 2019. Graduates, congratulations, you did it. Well done. Yeah, you can clap for yourself. This is one of the few times in life you get to clap for yourself and nobody will care or think you're strange. Today is the beginning, the closing of one chapter in your life and the beginning of a new one. Life is truly a journey which is unpredictable and often uncertain. To borrow and slightly modify a quote from Winston Churchill, quote, "Life unfolds itself by strange and unpredictable ways. We have little control over the future and none over the past," end quote. That's why today is so important, to set down a marker and highlight today. Today is the day that you worked hard for, and today is a day you look forward to. Today is a day you should look back on with fond remembrance. Today we celebrate over 200 graduates with associate's degrees in education, manufacturing, engineering and technology, digital media and design, criminal justice, business administration management, automotive technology, emergency response and operations, science, and the arts. And if you have that degree in automotive technology, come see me afterwards. All that to say, this class is unique. There will never be another one like it. Each one of you is unique. Your talents, your gifts, your skill sets are unique. Let me say, you've just scratched the surface of what you can be and what you can do. In my life, early on, I was a manager for a call center at a Fortune 500 company. Each telephone support rep that was under my management took anywhere from 20 to 30 calls from a wide variety of customers, deep technical calls. And then they returned the next day to do the same thing. It was a mind-challenging and grinding type of job. As manager, I was always on the lookout for good people to join our team. The best support reps were the ones that we could keep 3 or 4 years or longer. It was a type of job where more experience you had with the equipment in a real-world environment, the more real-time troubleshooting skills you developed, the better employee you were, and the better you got paid. When I was looking to hire someone, I always looked for someone with a degree, any degree. It was an important filter to help me select the best candidates. Why was an associate's or a baccalaureate degree so important? Because it demonstrated to me that a candidate could set a goal that was longer than a year, stick to that goal, and sacrifice. It involves dedication. It involves the ability to learn and adapt. It often means forgoing fun times now for better times in the future. Each one of you have done all that, and besides earning a degree, you've learned 2 great life lessons: adaptation and delayed gratification. Both are important as you enter a 21st century world. And speaking about this 21st century world, we are in the throes of the 4th wave of an industrial revolution. Some like to think of them as 4 revolutions in and of themselves. I like to think of them as 4 waves of that same revolution, because each wave builds upon the one before it. The 4th requires the 3rd, the 3rd the 2nd, and the 2nd the 1st. So what are these revolutionary waves? In short, the first wave was the Industrial Revolution that used steam and water power to mechanize production. The second wave used the development of electric power to create mass production. The third wave used electronics and information technology to automate production. And now we're here at the 4th wave, building upon the 3rd, and that is the digital revolution, one that has been occurring since the middle last century. It is characterized by a fusion of technologies that are blurring the line between the physical, the digital, and biological spheres. Artificial intelligence, augmented reality, autonomous transportation, and next-level robotization are not too far away in our future. In order not to survive, but to thrive in this new world, it is essential that you remember your time at KCC and how you adapted to a changing environment, how you overcame financial hurdles, and how you learned things when you didn't think you could. Matter of fact, as you go through life, you're going to find out that you learned a lot more here at KCC than just your particular discipline. My degree was in the Bachelor of Arts of Business Administration with minors in German and economics. However, the greatest nugget I acquired from my time in higher education was the ability to read a lot, write a lot, and give presentations. Again, my degree was not in English, it was not in communications. But my degree and minors required me to learn by reading, by writing, and giving presentations. While the subject matter was about business or economics or German, these were foundational skills I was learning, transferable skills, without even knowing it. As I look back, these have been far the most needed skills as I've worked for 3 Fortune 500 companies, owned a business for nearly 2 decades, and now serve as a public official. Your time at KCC, graduates, is a little like the Karate Kid. And I'm not talking about the remake, I'm talking about the good one, the original from the 80s. And I'm sorry about all the 80s references, but when you get a middle-aged man giving your commencement speech, you get a lot of 80s references. If you haven't seen the movie, I'd recommend going in the archives and do that. At least see what it was like to live back in the Stone Age, before cell phones, before computers, before the internet. Yes, life did exist back then. If you haven't seen the movie, it's quickly about a young man named Daniel, who's a young teen and wants to learn karate. But his mother is poor and doesn't have money for lessons. So he finds out his neighbor's a Japanese immigrant and is willing to teach Daniel karate and trade for some manual labor. Daniel's all on board. For 3 days, Daniel has to go to Mr. Miyagi's house, wax his cars, paint the fence, and then sand this elaborate wooden walkway in the back of Miyagi's Japanese garden. But he has to do them in a specific way. He has to wax on with one hand and wax off with the other. Wax on, wax off. He has to paint this fence that's made of a long board and a narrow board, a wide board and a narrow board, and goes all around the yard. And with the right hand, it's long stroke up, long stroke down on the long boards. On the short ones, it's left hand long stroke up, long stroke down. And finally, the 3rd day he comes back ready to learn karate. Mr. Miyagi has for him the task of sanding all the wood. He's got these 2 sanders in his hands, and he's got to right the circle and left the circle. Right the circle, left the circle. At the end of the 3rd day, Daniel's tired, frustrated, and wants to learn karate. He's tired of being Mr. Miyagi's labor boy. So he tells Mr. Miyagi, I'm not coming back. You're taking advantage of me. This is it. It's in that moment that the movie turns, and Mr. Miyagi is somewhat upset at Daniel, but understands and gives out a loud scream, yeah! Right at Daniel, and Daniel does whoop and blocks it. And Miyagi goes, yeah! And Daniel goes whoop and blocks it. You see, these 3 days, Daniel has been learning karate. Mr. Miyagi's been training his muscles and his muscle memory and all the moves he's going to need for all the lessons that are come later in the movie. Like Daniel, you too have been training the entire time at KCC, learning skills beyond your particular discipline that will be accessible and useful when the time is right. I want to leave you with 3 pieces of advice that will benefit you, no matter where or when you live. When you hear these 3 nuggets, you may think this is just, fuddy-duddyism, or something that your grandma might have told you, and perhaps she did. But wisdom is worth remembering, so here are those 3 nuggets. The first one, keep listening, never stop learning. Keep listening, never stop learning. It was once said that God gives us 2 ears and 1 mouth, and that's not so we talk twice as much. In the business of politics, as well as my time in the private sector, the time I've done my best work is when I first listen to others, even those who I thought were wrong or whom I may disagree. In my experience, listening always gives information. And with that additional knowledge comes the other part. Never stop learning. Today you cross a big finish line, but there are many more races to finish. Matter of fact, when it comes onto learning, there are an infinite number of races to run. When you ask somebody who's mastered the piano, or the sport of tennis, who's an expert plumber, or a successful farmer, real masters of the craft will admit they are always learning more in order to make themselves better. If you want to be valuable in the workplace, if you want to be successful with your career, if you want to be successful in life, keep listening, never stop learning. The second nugget is substance over style. You've lived long enough to know that there are people you admire. You like the way they talk, you like the way they walk, you like what they are interested in, and then there are those other people. Not so much. And in your personal life, you get to determine a lot of who you want to hang out with and who you don't. But you found out in school and in the workplace, you have to deal with people in both camps. Those you admire and the ones not so much. How you react to the people in the camp you don't like so much is critical. Let me say it clearly. You must choose substance over style. Overreacting to an individual's presentation or style can drastically impact your career. That doesn't mean you're to put up with abusive behavior, but rather focus on the whole person in order to hear and see the substance of their message. Success often depends on whether you can navigate the social and political culture in your work environment as much as you are, quote, qualified to do the job. I believe in our politically correct society, we often allow style to overshadow substance. We are too easily offended or turned off because of the way someone talks, rather than listening to what they are actually saying. Winston Churchill, who I quoted earlier, was such a figure. He was overweight, loud, scotch drinking, cigar smoking, smelly sometimes, and other times just downright rude. There's a story of him giving a speech and being heckled by a woman. And he bellowed out, "Woman, you're ugly." And she shot right back, "Sir, you're drunk." And he stopped and he thought and he said, "Well, that may be, but tomorrow morning I'll be sober." I don't recommend starting a conversation that way. But if that offends you, you'll miss one of the stalwarts of history that helped defeat fascism in the 20th century. For many who find Churchill's style unattractive, there is something we all can learn from this great man of history. The question is, will you let someone's style get in the way of seeing their substance? I found in the legislature that style often clouds substance when somebody's trying to say something. Emotional passion is sometimes there, their frustration can be there, their anger can get in the way of what they're really trying to say. To be effective in my service as a state rep, I try not to take that presentation seriously. I strive to hear and understand their underlying message, the substance, even if I don't agree with it. Graduates, as you head on into your next great adventure, whether that's a career or additional schooling, no matter what, when somebody's odd, maybe inappropriate, do your best to look past their style and strive to see their substance. The substance is always there, but sometimes you have to find it. This will give you greater insight and advantage over others who will be dismissive because of style and frankly miss out. We are all unique. We all have a distinct set of life experiences in style, but don't let it rob you of the chance to learn something new. We are more alike than we are different. See the substance over style. Third nugget. I call these 2 peas in a pod. Be polite, be patient. We live in a society that has become increasingly rude. If you watch a movie from the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, sometimes the 70s, and there's an argument or conflict in that movie, you'll almost laugh at how nice they are to one another while they're trying to be mad at one another. It's so different from the norm in society today. Social media, I believe, is a big factor in changing the way our society interacts with one another, for better or for worse. On one hand, social media has opened up great opportunities to let anyone communicate their thoughts, opinions, and ideas to a wide variety of people. On the other hand, social media creates a problem that anyone can communicate to their thoughts and opinions and ideas to a wide variety of people. With tens of millions of people yammering their inner thoughts online minute by minute, how do you get noticed? How do you stand out? Unfortunately, it's not by being polite and patient. People stand out in social media by being rude, outlandish, on the edge, pushing the envelope, and in my opinion, lowering the bar for intelligent social interaction. How someone feels will often result in far more attention than what the actual facts are. Unfortunately, this has spilled over into the politics as well, and is becoming more of a norm in the Oregon legislature. We are moving to an area where we become more dysfunctional in the ability to hold intelligent and polite conversations. We need to be different. We need to be able to differ on our ideas. We need to do it with respect and compassion, with understanding that we can actually learn something from one another. See my first nugget. Unfortunately, social media behavior spills over into the real world, and oftentimes we find people with inappropriate behavior in real-world relationships. Graduates, your generation is probably the first that doesn't remember a world without social media, or at least it was a great part of your adolescence. How you learned to interact with friends most assuredly had a social media aspect. Learning to interact with people on social media has a disadvantage. As I said previously, the values of polite manners only get you run over online. Being polite and patient with one another in social media is akin to walking into traffic mid-block in New York City and saying, "Please stop." But hear my point. This is why if you master the skill of being polite and being patient in your real-life interactions, especially in the workplace, you'll attain a strong advantage. People will want to be with you, work with you, and work for you. Being polite and being patient with others may not increase your followers on social media, but in the real world, politeness and patience will endear you to people with real character and people that will really matter in your life. Going forward, these virtues will be a solid foundation to stand upon, allowing you to weather almost any storm during life's most troubling times and continue to accomplish your biggest goals. Keep listening, never stop learning. Substance over style. Be polite, be patient. In closing, and yes, I know you've been waiting for those words. In closing, I want to leave you with a quote from another famous movie persona. Yes, Mr. Spock from Star Trek. And that is, I wish you all live long and prosper. While neither of those are guarantees, your time at KCC will help make both of those more likely. It is my desire that you find fulfilling employment here in Klamath County, or continue your schooling to master another skill. What makes KCC special is not just the people that work here, or the people who attend here, but also the people who live here. Community support is essential for a community college and for our Klamath Basin. No matter where life takes you, we commend you on your accomplishments. Congratulations on your graduation and to a better future together. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, President Resky. You found a way to just make this happen. I'm looking forward to our continued working with you as we look at the years ahead. So thank you again. Now I'd like to introduce Alison Bryson, VP of Student Affairs, to recognize graduating students and how they have succeeded.
Thank you, Dr. Gutierrez. Now I have the distinct honor of continuing with the tradition to the Klamath Community College Commencement Ceremony. That is highlighting the journey of two graduating students. The two students highlighted today have been selected because of significant obstacles they have overcome in earning their degrees. While these are only two stories, they represent the challenges that many of today's graduates have overcome in achieving incredible accomplishments of college graduation. I'm continually inspired by the stories of our students, and in this spirit, I would like to introduce you to the first student, Angelus, Ruby, Mercado, Aguilar. Ruby, would you please stand? Thank you. Ruby is a Lakeview student who moved here 5 years ago as a junior in high school. Upon high school graduation, she was still mastering the English language and even unsure if she could ever be a college graduate. However, Ruby took on the challenge and began her college career at KCC Lake County site. Even though when unexpected and difficult life challenges got in the way, Ruby did not give up. She was always a regular feature at Lakeview Learning Center. She participated in the events and student activities at the Learning Center and really became a part of KCC Lake County, the family there. She continued to develop her college-level writing skills using the computer lab in the evening, even after working very long hours at a restaurant. Currently, even though she only has lived in Oregon for a few years, she helps other ESL students as well develop their important skills. She is a first-generation college graduate and has been instrumental in the formation of Lake County's first student club, Sin Limite, which means without limits. She has overcome many struggles, yet always has the kindest smile, is incredibly helpful to others, and as stated by her advisor, due to her determination and her hard work, we know that just much like the club she was instrumental in starting, her future is the same, without limits. Congratulations, Ruby. I would now like to introduce to you the second, Jasmine Hall. Jasmine, would you please stand? Jasmine grew up in Klamath Falls in a family of 6 and is the oldest of 4 children. Jasmine has cerebral palsy, epilepsy, and asthma, which have limited her physical abilities. In addition, she has battled with depression. These challenges at times have affected her attendance at school, yet she did not let them stop her from working hard to reach her goals. School was an area in which she was able to excel. She did not let disabilities or struggles stop her from being a teacher's aide for business technology, an AARP tax advisor, the vice president for Ve Benalanda for 2017-18, and a tutor for QuickBooks and computer. When I had the pleasure to speak with her the other day, she acknowledged she never thought she would make it. Yet, Jasmine, here you are, and I'm so proud of you. Congratulations. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Executive Director of Human Resources and Legal, Michael Blade.
Thank you, Vice President Bryson. As students at KCC go through their time here, make their way to this day and graduate, each one of them is touched by many KCC employees. All of these employees have an opportunity to impact these students' lives in a positive way. Because of this, KCC feels it's vitally important to recognize an employee that has gone above and beyond to help a graduating student reach this point. This award is available to any KCC employee, from staff to faculty to administration. The only requirement is an employee be nominated for their outstanding service by a graduating student. 2 different graduating students nominated this year's recipient. I would like to share some of the students' words about tonight's honoree. The first student says that tonight's recipient has been there for since the beginning. The student was a quiet and shy person that would sit in the back of the classroom and not talk to anyone. However, our recipient helped her out of this comfort zone and encouraged her to find what she loved to do. If it was not for tonight's recipient, the student believes she would not be graduating tonight. Our recipient was always there to guide the student and did not let her give up on her dreams. The student was pushed and encouraged to always do her best. The second student was struggling to make connections and find a path here. Finally, she requested tonight's honoree as her advisor. This person was the first staff member to understand the student's goal to be a paramedic and to encourage her to chase those dreams. Tonight's recipient guided the student on many occasions and went above and beyond to advocate for the student, including going to the dean on the student's behalf. Tonight's honoree wants to see students succeed, and it shows. The student spent many hours in this person's office, both in joyful times and in times of sorrow. And our honoree continually provided support and empathy that kept the student focused on her coursework and graduation. This is the type of employee that KCC strives to hire and retain. KCC is proud to have an employee that cares so much about students and one that believes in them even when they struggle to believe in themselves. This year's honoree is Kcc Hymes. Kcc, will you please stand to be recognized? Thank you for making a difference in these students' lives and in so many other students' lives. Please be seated. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Jamie Jennings, Vice President of Academic Affairs, to recognize students who have received academic honors.
Thank you, Director Blade. It is my honor to recognize students for academic excellence. These students have shown discipline, persistence, and grit. They are graduating today with honors. First, I would like to recognize all the students that are graduating today that are members of Phi Theta Kappa. Phi Theta Kappa members have a grade point average of at least 3.5, are committed to serving their peers in the community, and all members must adhere to high ethical standards. Will all the members of Phi Theta Kappa that are graduating today please stand and be recognized? Thank you. You may be seated. Now it is my privilege to recognize students graduating today with academic honors. The President's List. To qualify to be on the President's List, a student must have earned a cumulative grade point average of 3.75 to 4.0. If you are on the President's List, please stand to be recognized for your achievement. Thank you. Please remain standing. You get to stand for a while. Dean's List. To qualify to be on the Dean's List, a student must have achieved a cumulative grade point average of 3.5 to 3.74. If you are on the Dean's List, please stand and be recognized. Thank you. Okay, Honors List. To qualify to be on the Honors List, a student must have achieved a cumulative grade point average of 3.25 to 3.49. If you are on the Honors List, please stand and be recognized. Let's acknowledge the amazing work of these students. You may be seated. We're getting close. A few words from Dr. Gutierrez.
Now it's time for my favorite part of the program, and also my favorite role as president, the conferring of degrees. VP Jennings, Vice President of Academic Affairs, will now present the class of 2019.
Okay. Will all the KCC student graduates seeking confirmation of their degrees and certificates please stand and face the audience? Okay. Chair, members of the board, honored guests, family members, and all who share with us in this event, I present to you 2019 candidates for certificates and associate's degrees. The candidates may be seated. Thank you. And now, as is our tradition at KCC, the faculty will announce the candidates for awards and certificates. Professor Kathy Hewitt, please come forward to announce the first candidates. Let's give Kathy a hand as she's coming up. Thank you, Kathy.
Candidates in accounting associate's degree, please come forward. I would like to present to you Jasmine Lee Hall. She not only has an associate's in accounting, but she also has an associate in applied science business administration management. Next, I'd like to present Tracy Ann Weisenhunt.
Congratulations, Tracy. Right here. I can come in. Please come in over there. Congratulations.
Now I'd like to present Stanley Pence.
Candidates for Advanced Manufacturing Engineering Technology, Associate Degree, please come forward. I'd like to present Jason Adrian Boudon.
Congratulations.
I'd like to present Kenneth Paul DeCrantz.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Keith Duran, Agriculture.
The candidates in Agriculture Science Associate's Degree and Natural Resource Associate's Degree, please come forward. First up's Mr. Rusty Alto. Congratulations, Rusty.
Congratulations, Rusty.
Next is Miss Taylor Ashley Flavares. Congratulations, T-Flaves. Next up is Mr. Alan Hess. Congratulations, Alan. Good job, buddy.
Congratulations, Alan. Well done.
Next up is Mr. Ryan Holmes. You look nervous, Ryan. You okay? Congratulations, buddy. Good job. Next up is Miss Sadie Isabel Miller. Sadie, I'm very proud of you, kid. Good job.
There you go. Well done.
Next up is Miss Paige Renee Warfel. Paige, congratulations, kiddo. Killed it. Proud of you.
Congratulations.
And certainly not least, and not actually last either, it's Mr. Sterling James Westfall. Congratulations, Sterling. Good job, buddy.
Congratulations. Well done.
Come on over here, Cindy. I just want to say really quickly, Cindy Young has worked so hard to finish this degree in natural resources, and it's not a common degree anymore, and she is an exceptional human being. Congratulations, Cindy. Thank you.
Congratulations, exceptional human being.
Next, I would like to introduce the marvelous Mary Lou Rogan to introduce the next set of candidates.
Would the candidates for the Associate of Arts of Oregon Transfer degree please come forward? Angelique T. Clark.
Congratulations. Right here.
Ulysses Garcia Sarato.
Congratulations.
I would like to invite Dr. Jeannie LaHaye, our Dean of Instruction, up next, please. Will the graduates and associates of general studies please come forward? David Joseph Archuleta.
Congratulations, David.
Bowen Browder. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Wayne Brown. Congratulations.
Hey, congratulations.
Ashley Shara Crump. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Justin Connor.
Justin, congratulations.
Kirkland Rodney Dees.
Congratulations.
Teeny J. Doris.
Jenny, congratulations.
Kelly Dulce. Congratulations.
Kelly, congratulations.
Deanna Kay Guerin. Congratulations. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Casey Lee Hymes. Casey is also graduating with an Associate's of Applied Science in Emergency Response Operations and EMT.
What a day for you, huh?
Alexis Marie Marquez. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Zoe Rose Lockery. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you. You ready for that? Kayla L. Mitchell. Congratulations.
Kayla, congratulations.
Taylor Delaney Minear. Congratulations. TJ Norton. Congratulations.
TJ, congratulations.
Delana Brienne Reed. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
You ready? Tiffany Elena Smith. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
David Andrew Snow II.
Congratulations.
And now I would like to invite my colleague to the podium, Dodie Wilson.
Not getting to that too, or what?
Candidates in the Associates of Science degree, please come forward. Priscilla Alvarez. Congratulations.
Priscilla, felicitaciones.
Patricia Barajes.
Felicitaciones por nada.
Ashley Baker.
Congratulations. Thank you. Ashley, well done.
Anna Blanco.
Congratulations. Ana, felicitaciones.
Robert Blair.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Got a group over there too. Wow. Go face the camera. Well done, Robert.
Abel Cerrillo.
Abel, felicitaciones. Well done.
Terry Cobb.
Congratulations.
Terry, congratulations.
Mariah Concannon.
Congratulations.
Mariah, congratulations.
Kellyanne Kaufman.
Congratulations.
Kellyanne, congratulations.
Kristen Cooper.
Kristen, congratulations. Your dad? All right. She loves you back.
Christina Cooper.
Christina, congratulations.
Catherine Deese.
Catherine, well done. Congratulations. Where's the camera? What's going on? Oh, your boyfriend, okay.
Alexis Dow.
Alexis, congratulations.
Thank you.
Somebody else.
Renee Hansen.
Congratulations.
Renee, congratulations. Well done.
Kendall Harris.
Congratulations.
Linda, you sure you want to pass this on for the picture? Yeah. Okay. We have KCC class. Absolutely. All right, congratulations.
Elena Hayward.
Elena, congratulations.
Stormy Joy.
Congratulations. Also
so
on
much.
your honors.
Thank you.
Cherie Casper.
Cherie, congratulations.
Thank you.
Jamie King.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well done.
Lyra Kaiser.
Lila, congratulations.
Karina Lyons.
William Shane Martin.
William, you got a fan club out there. Hold hands, please.
Peyton Elise McConaughey.
Congratulations.
Helen Peterson.
Thank you. Thank you.
Helen, I want to save you a seat.
Yep. I'll be there soon with you.
That's right. Okay, Helen.
Yep. Thank you. I'll see you in July.
Yes.
Yep. Thank you. Rock.
Julie Phillips. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Is there a relation there?
Yeah, that's my aunt.
Yes, you told me.
Thank you so much.
Jamie, want to be here? Sure. Congratulations.
Deborah Kimbaya.
Felicitaciones.
Elizabeth Ramirez.
Elizabeth, ¿dónde está Serato?
Caitlin Sanchez.
Caitlin, congratulations. Way to go. Okay, Caitlin.
Taylor Stork.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Keep coming. Just let he's going down the street.
Carla Tapia Lamus.
Carla, congratulations.
Yeah, no.
Carly Todd.
Carly, congratulations. Is this your grandfather? Wow. Grandfather.
Earl Van Horder.
Congratulations.
I would like to welcome Anthony Brown to the stage.
Candidates in Automotive Technology Associate degree, please come forward.
These are your people right here. These are my people. That's right. Automotive.
Taking notes.
Adam David.
Did he get you through, huh? All right. Okay. Face the camera. Well done. Well done. Congratulations again.
Mr. Jordan Scott, Grindelwald Foster.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Diego Guerrera.
Okay, Diego. All right, congratulations. Well done.
Haley Renee Harris.
Congratulations.
Mr. TJ White.
DJ, congratulations.
The candidates for the Diesel Technology Associate degree.
Diesel technology, all right.
Yusani Celine Arias.
Non-traditional, looks good. Diesel technology, really good. Oh, wow.
Luis Antonio Orozco Moros.
Luis, felicitaciones.
Christian Rizzo Lopez.
Felicitaciones.
I'd like to invite Linda Williamson up to the stage.
This is always my favorite day also. Will candidates in business administration, business management, associate degrees with related emphasis please come forward? Tamara K. Applebaker.
Tamara, congratulations.
Thank you. Ruby is one of our Lakeview students, as you know, and this is the first time I've actually got to meet her face to face. Ruby Aguilar. Keisha Chantel Ayers. Rebecca Marie Bowman.
Rebecca, congratulations.
Zion Joshua Drake.
Me too, Kitty.
Riley Kathleen Humphrey. Stephanie Renee Hammond.
Stephanie, congratulations.
Rochelle C. Hansman, and Rochelle also has completed the requirements for an Associate of Applied Science in Accounting.
Congratulations, Rochelle.
Taylor Renee Haugen.
Oh, my goodness. You got a fan club?
I
out
do.
there. Who are those people?
Oh, tons of them.
Tons of them. Congratulations.
Thank you. Apparently not.
Courtney Coos.
Congratulations. Way to go, Courtney. Well done.
Kyle J. Lynch.
Kyle, congratulations. Well done.
Taylor Nicole Myers.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Rebecca Ramirez.
Rebecca, congratulations. Well done. Second done.
Janira Serrano Parga.
Congratulations.
Henry James Sanders.
Goodness, who are those people out there?
Laura Ann Torres.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right,
Thank you so much.
Well done.
Thank you.
Amelia Marie Walsh.
Now you can shake my hand. Here's the camera. Well done, Amelia.
I'd like to ask my colleague Kathy Saunders to the stand.
Will the candidate with the Associate of Applied Science, Business Technology, Administrative Office Professional come forward? Teresa Lorraine Daniel. Rock star.
Teresa, So congratulations, also on your honors. Well done.
I invite my colleague, Pete Bransness.
Well, candidates for in Computer Engineering Technology Associate degree, please come forward.
Typical, all males. Computer technology. What's up with that?
We're working on it.
Jamie, we've got some work on this.
Michael Klee Berner.
Michael, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you guys. Have a good one.
Rolando Gomez Cerrillo. Rolando has earned also besides a computer engineering degree, Rolando has also earned an Associate of Applied Science in Business Administration and Business Management.
Felicitaciones, Rolando. My goodness, for that.
Saul Lagunas Zarate.
Saúl, congratulations, felicitaciones.
Tyler D. Lamb.
Congratulations.
Gerardo Rios Andrade.
Congratulations, well done.
I'd like to invite the next presenter, James Greeley.
Okay, criminal justice, all right.
Candidates in Criminal Justice and Addiction Studies Associate's degree, please come forward. Sierra Ann David.
Sierra, congratulations.
Career Pathway Certificate, Criminal Justice Addiction Studies, Jeffrey Monroe Dick. John Francis Gertis. Larissa B. Hackett.
Congratulations.
Jennifer Leon Cobian. Karima Yareli Lopez. Carrie Michelle McKnight.
Thank you.
Cheyenne Marie Shaletto. I'd like to invite my colleague, Chef Richard Vera, to the stand, please.
Will the candidates for culinary arts and food service management please step forward? Jolene Baker.
Congratulations, Jolene.
Jonathan Shane Kahn.
Congratulations.
Melanie Michelle Vaughn. Good job, Melanie. Fellow culinarians, may your pots never boil over. For Jim Stoudemire, please step forward.
Will the candidates in digital media design associate degree please come forward?
Using technology for the technology faculty.
Okay. Looks like I got them out of order. So, Cole James Dillon, Career Pathway Certificate, Digital Media Design, Multimedia Design. Josué Gomez, Associate of Applied Science, Digital Media Design.
Congratulations.
Brooke Marie Harshbarger.
Brooke, congratulations. Well done.
Hunter David Holland, Career Pathway Certificate, Digital Media Design, Multimedia Design. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Tavian Hall Kalis.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Caleb McCall.
Caleb, congratulations.
Hayden Marie Mendoza.
Congratulations, well done.
Dean James Odie.
Congratulations.
Brennan James Thacker, Associate of Applied Science, Digital Media Design. Congratulations. Yeah, we'll work with you this summer. I'd like to call Kathleen Henderson to the stand, please.
I would like to invite candidates in early childhood education, associate's degree with related emphasis to please come forward. Cherie L. Burkhead. Yaneli Lizette Rodriguez. Amanda R. Fanning.
Congratulations.
Lisa Carol Hammond. Jane Evelyn Nicholson. Rihanna Marie Morocco. Candidates in paraeducator,
associate's degree with related emphasis, please come forward. Brianna Gabriella Skinner.
Congratulations.
Catherine Ann Felled. I would like to call forward Casey Hymes.
You doing two things?
I know, I'm back, everyone. Will the candidates for Emergency Response and Operations and an associate degree please come forward?
EMTs.
Yes. David James Ald, Associate Applied Science, Emergency Medical Response and Operations, Emergency Medical Technician. Shelby Renee Coffey, Associate of Applied Science, Emergency Medical Response and Operations, and Structure Fire.
Okay.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Paige Marie Hahn, Associate of Applied Science in Emergency Response and Operations and Structure Fire.
Congratulations.
I would now like to welcome to the stage Jennifer Briscoe.
Thank you. Candidate in Health Information Management, Associate Degree, please come forward. I want to go greet her. Lisa Marie Carol Juris. Health Information Management just passed her National Certificate for Electronic Health Record, EHR. Next up is Dr. Nurse Lori.
Candidates in Registered Nursing, Associate Degree, please come forward.
About 3 years BSN. Okay, we have to bring you back. That's right. Whoa, you hear that? Let's make it happen.
Ton Gabrielle Coleman. Jenrylyn Hansen. Amy Loree Havel. Elisa Marie Matthews. Kylie Jayanne Pierce. Kelly Michelle Tace. Thank you. And I'd like to invite my colleague, Matt Walker.
We saved the best for last. Candidate for welding certificate. Corin Joseph Odegaard. I'd like to give a special thanks to Corin. He's a huge contribution to the welding effort of the KCC's newest art sculpture.
Very good. Thank you so much.
Candidates, please stand. On behalf of the Board of Education of the Klamath Community College, I declare the degrees and certifications for which you have completed duly conferred. Congratulations to all of you.
Please be seated. We're almost done. All right, graduates. We have one final requirement before we can officially say that you have graduated. Go ahead and stand. This is be better, yes. Okay, ready? This doesn't require any more tests, any more lines, any more money, or even a trip to the campus. Yet it does require your listening skills and participation. Take your left hand and reach over to your tassel and move your tassel from the right side of your cap to the left side. You're now officially graduate of Klamath Community College. Congratulations. Okay, please be seated. We're almost done again. Ah, darn it. Okay, members of the audience, as it is tradition in honor of your graduate, we ask that all guests in the audience please remain seated until all of the platform party, faculty, staff, and graduates have left, at which time you may join them. Graduates, let me leave you with these words. Education is our passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to the people who prepare for it today. Congratulations, graduates of 2019. I now declare the commencement of 2019 at a close.
we're done. Yeah, we can stop music now.
We're good? We're done now?
Yep.
Perfect.